This video is about the incident handling workflow. Incident handling is when you want to deal with reported errors within your organization in a structured manner. This diagram shows you the logic in the incident handling workflow. There are 3.5 roles: the single point of contact, the second level support, and in some rare cases the management. And the half role is the requester, who will report the actual incident. I will take you through the entire workflow as it's not that comprehensive. So let's see how it works. Being the requester, I wish to report an error. I'm pressing New, and as I know this is something regarding incidents, I'll just type the first 4 letters, and there is a sample here called incident handling. Let's choose that one. I'm getting a 4, and in the first, before submitting, I just have to enter a subject and some description. So let's say that my screen is not working. And it's all black. And in this case, I just have to submit. I don't have to enter any further types of information. Now I am only allowed to select Submit to Pre-Qualify. When this incident has been processed, I will get this request back to verify whether I'm pleased with the solution or not. And when we come to that situation, I will be able to close it by selecting Done. But right now I'm only allowed to submit to pre-qualify. So I will do that. And now I can see that my request has been into the pre-qualify stage. The single point of contact is where we receive the requests. So I will refresh my screen, and now I discover that I have a new request. My screen is not working, and as there is a pen, I'm allowed to edit this request. So let's do that. I'm scrolling through the request to see if all is as it should be. And at this stage, I only have to select a service. And as this is something to do with my screen, I guess it has something to do with personal equipment support. I'm choosing that service, and I'm just saving. And as you can see now in the left pane, I'm still in the pre-qualify stage, but I can now choose between diagnosis or reconsider incident scope. If I assessed that this request was outside our service scope, I could press this one and send the request to my manager. But in this case, I say this is safely within our scope, and I will just proceed to the diagnosis stage. Being the single point of contact, I'm still responsible for this request, even though it's now in the diagnosis stage. So I will try to figure out what is wrong, but I can't. I can see what is wrong. So what to do about that? Well, let's save and see which options we are given in the left pane. Now I am allowed to hand over this request to the second level support, which I will do for further diagnosis. So now it's out of my hands, and we are now the second level support. We will refresh our screens, and we will discover that we have a new request. My screen is not working, and we have this blue pencil. We are allowed to edit the request, so let's do so. I can't see what's wrong. Well, too bad. Let's take a look. We are much smarter being the second level support. I can now say that I know what's wrong. Power cable was not plugged in. Let's just say that, save this piece of information. And I can now proceed to further resolution, which I will do. So that's the next stage in this workflow. I am still responsible being the second level support. And what do I have to do now? I have to remedy the error or describe the solution. So let's plug in the cable and press save. Now we've done our deed as second level support, so we can hand back the request to the single point of contact. Let's do so. Now it's out of our hands, so let's jump back to the single point of contact row. And let's refresh the screen. So now it's back in the hands of the single point of contact. Let's enter the requests and see what we have to do. We will simply find a closure code. We will say it's solved, or maybe even solved by instruction. So let's save this one. So let's say we have now presented the resolution for the requester. So we are now being allowed to hand back the original request to the actual requester. So let's do that. So now we are back to square one, and the requester is now capable of assessing whether he or her is all happy. Plug in the cable, that was the solution. I'm happy now. And as you can see in the left pane, now it's possible to either once again hand over the request to pre-qualify if I was not happy with the solution, but now I can press done and closing, which means that now the workflow has ended. So this was an example of the incident handling workflow.